Hello my good family. Welcome back to Mac Music Review. Before we hop into the review, just want to say there's going to be some stuff down in the description if you're interested in how the channel works and all that good stuff down in the description. Today we're going to be looking at the album 18 Months by Calvin Harris. Calvin Harris is one of the leading names in the EDM scene today. Actually, I think he's always been one of the leading names in the EDM scene. He's known for his hit songs like, what is it? Lightning strikes every time she moves, and everybody's watching her, but she's looking at you. You know that song? It has like over 1 billion views, and that's by Calvin Harris featuring, I don't know, Rihanna? I don't remember who sings in the song. But that's one of his most popular songs. He also has songs like Slide, which is featured in like TV commercials and stuff like that. And he has other popular songs, Summer, and other stuff. You know, you are the one thing in my way. You are the one thing in my way. Just says that over and over again. Other songs like that you may or may not be familiar with. This guy does have some popular songs under his belt. This album, 18 Months, has a pretty big list of guest artists. A big thing for Calvin Harris is he always likes to get, not always, but he usually has a bunch of big name guest artists on his albums. This album is no exception. Ellie Goulding is featured on the song I Need Your Love. Ellie Goulding is, of course, a pretty, I'd say, fairly successful female pop singer. You also have Florence Welch from Florence and the Machine, the critically acclaimed alternative band. Actually, I don't know how critically acclaimed they are, but, you know, pretty well-known alternative band, Florence the Blessed Machine. And she's on the song Sweet Nothing. You also have Dylan Francis. I don't think he sings on the song. I guess he helped produce the song Here to China. Dylan Francis is another EDM artist, less popular than Calvin Harris, but still well-known in the EDM community. And then you have Mineo on the song Let's Go. I don't really know much about Mineo. I know he has a bad reputation, but it's a famous name, I guess. Mineo. You probably heard of Mineo. This album officially has 14 tracks, so plenty of music, plenty of different tracks on this album, but some of these, especially the instrumentals, are kind of short. The rest of the songs are all like full-length songs, so good amount of content on this album. The music on this album is very smooth electronic music, You also have some funky music, like on the instrumental School. And you also have all these, this album is defined by its bass drops. All these super smooth, hype, high energy bass drops. You're not going to hear stuff that's like super rough and around the edges and like smashed together that sounds really crazy and like, You're not going to hear stuff like Skrillex bass drops or Knife Party music. It doesn't sound like that. It's much smoother, much cleaner, much more, much more smooth sounding. This album actually has 4 instrumental songs, and so it's 10 songs with lyrics and then 4 which are just music. The instrumentals are Green Valley, Mansion, School, and Awooga. And these all, some of these are really chill sounding, and some of them are kind of funky. Some of them are just smooth electronic music. So all that kind of stuff going on this album. And as for the bass drops on this album, you have songs like Feel So Close, We'll Be Coming Back, Sweet Nothing. All these have these just, they all are always, the music always builds up to the moment that is the bass drop, which is super high energy, super hype, but also very smooth produced electronic music. And then you also have some rapping on this album. On the song Here to China and Drinking from the Bottle, both of these songs do have featured artists. I don't remember who they are. They're pretty insignificant artists. It's not like they don't feature Jay-Z or Kendrick or Drake or anybody like that on this album. It's just random rappers rap on these songs. The lyrics on this album are about drinking, partying, and love. Shallow love songs about generically loving someone or wanting to be with someone. Oh man. And I don't really have a lot to say about the lyrics. That's about all the songs. And then some of these songs don't even have lyrics. But when they do, the lyrics about drinking, partying, and love related things. And then you also have the vocals on this album. Tons of guest artists on this album. I only listened to a few of them at first because most of them are, I'd say more than half of them are like kind of insignificant names. But Calvin Harris doesn't do like a lot of the singing on this album, except for the song "Feel So Close." And I would say about the vocals on this album, a lot of diversity. You have a lot of female singers, a lot of male singers. You have rapping, you have singing, just a lot of diversity in the vocals on this album. As for the quality of this album, I think this 18 Months is a seriously cool sounding EDM album. Let's talk about that. Nearly every song on this album has very well produced, smooth, just awesome EDM music. There's some awesome bass drops on this album, awesome vibes on this album, awesome electronic music. Almost everything is well put together, just well crafted, really smooth, and the majority of this album just sounds really good. Just really cool music. Yeah. There are a few songs on here that don't sound amazing. For example, Bounce. That one's kind of a drag. Doesn't sound great. Here to China doesn't sound awesome. And then Green Valley is the weakest of the instrumentals. But the rest of the instrumentals on this album actually sound really cool. Especially School, Awooga, Mansion is another highlight. I mean, instrumentals on this album sound great. Most of these songs, they build up to something. And the build-up and the payoff for the build-up is almost always worth it. Always sounds cool. Just really not chill, but like awesome, hype, and just cool sounding EDM album for the most part. Some of the biggest highlights in terms of the music are Feel So Close, Will Be Coming Back. That's always been a favorite of mine. Just sounds really cool. Iron is another one that sounds really good. This one doesn't have a lot of lyrics, but the music is excellent, and the lyrics actually do add something to the song because the singing comes after a whole lot of music, and then it kind of helps build up to another drop, to another awesome moment. And then you also have Sweet Nothing. That's like the most popular song from this album. Just the most insane bass drop. Just sounds awesome. Seriously, great EDM music on the song Sweet Nothing. And, the instrumentals, those are the other biggest highlights on this album. Plenty of great music on this project. Lyrically, this album is trash. There's, literally nothing thought-provoking, nothing deep, nothing three-dimensional in terms of lyrics. It's all just very shallow, artificial lyrics. But it can mostly be overshadowed with the really cool music. And even, I would say, the vocals on this album help to overshadow the actual lyrics and what's actually being said because of the way the lyrics are presented, the way they're said. Especially true of Calvin Harris on Feel So Close. He really does a great job. Nicky Romeo, I think that's the name of the guy, on the song Iron, he really presents the lyrics very well with his delivery. And just most of the people drinking from the bottle. I don't remember who raps on that song, but he does a good delivery, a good performance, even though the lyrics are pretty terrible, good delivery. So, lyrics on this album, pretty trash, but mostly can be overlooked. I do think there are some not great vocals on this album. I think the song Bounce really doesn't sound very good. The singer, the female singer on that song is pretty awkward sounding. Here to China, ooh, this is weird. The rapper has a very unique, a fairly unique delivery, and it doesn't sound good. Really not a great song. And then the last song, Thinking About You, not terrible vocals, not terrible singing, but it doesn't sound as good as the other songs on the album. So not a great delivery on that song. But everything else on this album, the delivery is fairly good. When there are vocals, the vocals do sound pretty good on most of these songs. TBH, I actually thought this was a pretty cool album. Super cool, very well produced music on this album. It all just sounds very cool, very smooth, very awesome with some of these drops, some of these moments. Really cool songs on this album. Will Be Coming Back, Sweet Nothing, Feel So Close. Even the Ellie Goulding song. I mean, this album the instrumental is just really cool EDM music, really smooth, pretty cool album. The only thing that's keeping it from getting a great score would be some awkward vocal deliveries, like I talked about, some awkward vocals. And then, you know, the lyrics are pretty trash on like every single song. Really, no good lyrics. No great lyrics. No good, not even, I would say no good lyrics on this album. I'm gonna give this thing a 3.75 out of 5. Alrighty, man. Thank you for watching. I'm aware that one person watches my videos. At least one person watches my videos. Sometimes. Rarely. On occasion, you like to watch my videos. Every once in a while. Thank you, the Golden L. I think that's your name. Shout out, because I didn't respond to your comment. Thanks for watching these videos sometimes. And anybody else who may be watching this. Even though you're probably not. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.